Welcome back to another video inside of my YouTube channel. Today, what I'm going to be talking to you about is content on LinkedIn, what you should be posting, and actually, more importantly, what you should stop posting because it's just a complete and utter waste of time. Now, I know you've probably listened to lots of people talk about social media, give you advice, and they've been telling you that just being visible is the thing that you need to do. So get yourself out there. Post more, post more, post more, put out as much as you possibly can. Now, what I'm going to actually take you through, rather than just talk to you about it, is the reasons why I believe that's not the best advice out there and how you can start creating content, which is going to give you the result that you're looking for ultimately. And I'm going to do it just by loading up the newsfeed. So this is the stuff which I spend hours looking at every single day. We manage hundreds of clients inside of our academy and agency, and one of the things that we're really trying to help them do is put out content which is going to generate engagement, to boost impressions, which will then increase profile views and therefore the amount of followers they have and leads that they then generate. And it doesn't take much scrolling for you to realize why people waste so much time. And when I sit here and scroll, and I'm just going to take you through a few examples, just looking at some of these content pieces, one of the things that I'm always looking for is what are the key differences between content that gets great engagement and content that just falls flat on its face. Now, you've got to take everything with a pinch of salt here. We've all got different sized followings. We've all got different levels of engagement on each account. But really, when you look at it, it's really easy to see why certain posts have hundreds, if not thousands of reactions and comments, and some don't. Now, I'm not going to really call out anybody here. Like, some of these people I know, some of you may actually be watching this video, and I may scroll past some of your content. And if I'm harsh and critique it, I hope you take it positively, because that's kind of what this channel is for. Blunt, honest advice, helping you move forward. Now, little things here with like content as you're going through. I'm going to just react to what I see. So Wendy, I know Wendy really well. If you're watching, hello. And she is in property, and she also is a coach and mentor. So her profile stands out. It says it. I've worked one-to-one with Wendy before. Now, with this content piece here, just a big tip if you're posting multiple photos, something so simple, just looking at the reactions, it's got none so far. It's only been live 12 minutes. Let's give Wendy a little bit of a like there. However, just by whether you created this on Canva or Photoshop or whatever, just by saving this as a PDF and not as multiple photos and uploading it as a document, you're automatically going to see an increase in reach. Documents that you'll see later on as I scroll through here will increase the amount of time somebody spends because they're going to be more inclined to click on the post and start scrolling through. You see here, I have to actually click into it before I can click across. Just that one click can actually prevent somebody from going into it and reading what you mean to say. Another key thing, this title here, like the big block text, just does not capture my attention. What I'd be looking at is a bold, strong, opinionated headline that's going to make me go, oh my, what's Wendy actually talking about here? To then click see more and find out a little bit more about it. So as we see from the first post, like, I don't know how this is going to perform. I'm going to take a guess that it won't be one of her top performing posts, right? Just because of little things that she could do better. However, saving it as a PDF, uploading as a document, and a stronger headline, it's going to automatically increase the reach that we're getting. Now, as we continue to scroll down, we come across a post by Dan Eaton. Now, Dan's a great guy. I know Dan as well personally, and I'm not too sure if he watches these videos, but if he does, good to see you, Dan. I'm going to give him a little bit of a like as well. I like to engage as much as possible. Now, certain things that I'm looking at here. The photo shows that he's credible. For me, it gives off social proof vibes straight away. Like, we can see Dan's active, he's mentoring, he's loving it. The thing that I think is missing is that I'm not inclined to click see more here. I'm just not. And the see more button and the comment button are the two things really that are going to enhance dwell time and increase overall impressions. So if I was managing Dan's account, I'd be looking at it and going, right, how can I make the people that are following me, so Dan's audience is predominantly property investors, mentees, people that are looking to get involved in property. And one of the things I'll be doing with every single post of his is actually taking a step back and going, right, if I was that specific individual, what would I want to see? What would I engage with? Now, property, just from my own previous experience in it, is going through turbulent times at the moment. It's very up and down. There's lots of strong opinions out there. What I'd be looking for here is actually thinking about, what's Dan talking about in the photo? That's the question that I'd be asking as someone like that's going to create this piece of content. This is like a mastermind type environment, and there would have been lots of in-depth conversations going on here. Now, what I'd ask Dan is, what is a real strong opinion that was given in the room? Use that as a headline to then generate conversation in the post. So with each of your content pieces, what's really important to remember is that the only real objective we've got is to generate conversation underneath. The more conversation that happens underneath, the further the post is going to travel, the more impressions we're going to get, the more profile views we're going to get, the more inbound leads we're going to get. That's just how this process works. So as I'm clicking see more, don't get me wrong, it's a nice caption. However, it doesn't really give me exactly what I want. If I'm following Dan, there should be key significant reasons why I'm following him. And for me, it's to be educated, it's to be kept aware, it's for him to showcase how great of a person he is in property. Not quite getting at from this post. Therefore, I think reactions will be a bit lower than what it could be. Just my opinion. Not saying I'm right. It's just from my experience doing this. Let's keep scrolling because we have lots going on. Company page content, by the way, stuff like Hootsuite that you can see here. For me, I've got a specific feeling around what company page content should be about. Leave me a comment below if you're a company watching this and you'd like to know my thoughts on company pages, and I'll create a separate video on it. But this stuff, as we keep scrolling down here, is really important. Now, this one, I've not spent too much time looking at it. However, I've definitely clicked see more because it's open. Now, what Dave's got here is a very compelling image. I like the image, Dave. Very, very good. But the thing that, again, I think is missing is, yes, it's an introductory post. However, I'm still not quite drawn in. I think there's a headline here that could really stand out that we could probably put in to drive more people through to it. Now, there's not much to say. I'm not really a massive lover of putting your services inside of posts. People just don't care. With content, what I'm always looking to do is showcase the stuff that I'm really passionate about, the stuff that I really care about, the stuff that I champion, like I spoke about in my last video. And again, I think this is an opportunity with Dave here. He's willing to get himself out there. The sorts of stuff that I'd be putting out there, I help people to feel better, think better, and be better. With every piece of content I'd be creating, I'd be looking to instill those feelings into the creative. I'd be looking to showcase the things that I do to help people feel better, to think better. I'd be reacting to videos, right? I'd be looking at different people. Let's say you might see this on TikTok and Instagram quite a lot, right? But they will have a video clip, they will watch the video clip, and then they will react to it. So if I was Dave, the thing that I would do is I'd get onto Instagram and TikTok, go and find all of the videos that are training people how to feel better and think better and be better. I'd then do a little clip after each one saying, yeah, I agree with this. This is what I think. No, I disagree with this. It's absolute rubbish. And from there, what you're going to see is a lot more interaction because he's giving his opinion. And when you put out your opinion, that's where conversation is started in the comment section. That's where the impressions are going to go. And the thing is with all of this, it just keeps going on and on and on. What I'm scrolling past, and again, I don't mean to be mean when I say this stuff, right? But it's just pointless. It's not really grabbing me. It's not going to be grabbing your ideal clients. And that's why reactions, as you continue to scroll, are just so low. Donna here, I know I've seen Donna's name quite a lot on my news feed. I think she's attended a couple of our webinars. But you can see we are down to double digits and the excitement levels are increasing. It's now less than 100 days, and I apologize in advance that maybe an influx of preparation and planning posts as I count down to the big day. Now, I know she's getting married and she's trying to input that personal touch, right? However, the thing here really is it doesn't really tell us much. What I'd rather is her in the photo like holding the 99 days till I do with a big smile on her face, like saying, I cannot wait. I'm slightly nervous about it, but you know what? There's so much to do. Here's how we're getting prepped for it. Bearing in mind, like she does administration and finance recruitment, one of the things that I'd be looking for is thinking, right, what are the people in my network going to engage with? And actually, a photo of you in this is going to actually perform so much better than just a photo which is quite dark and it doesn't quite draw me in. Same thing here. How authentic do you feel you could be as a business owner? It just blends in with everything else. It doesn't really stand out. Now, I'm going to keep scrolling here till something grabs my attention. This grabbed my attention. Storytelling is power. So, bearing in mind, I'm someone that likes to follow other social media creators because I like seeing what other people are talking about. This is straight away has got me. And the reason why it's got me is because it's using a quote that I see all the time in the graphic. I'm not normally a massive fan of graphics, but this is a carousel. And I said a carousel would come up, right? And they always do. Now, the carousel / document, which is what it's known as on LinkedIn, is a real powerful way of putting out information. Now, you can see here, the way that Lara has grabbed the attention is by putting a quote that I would resonate with. So she's writing to people and creating to people that are going to be connected to this sort of information. That's her objective. She wants to draw people in. Now, for me, I look at this and then it says, here's 5 ways you can use storytelling. And I have to click. You can see straight away, because of the way that she's led me through, I have to click to see what the 5 ways are. Now, the real important thing with this is that if the first and second and third one aren't particularly great, I'm going to keep scrolling. However, what she does is actually provide some really good educational information. And the longer I spend reading this, the dwell time increases. And therefore, what happens is it's going to start showing it to more and more people. Do you remember Wendy at the beginning of the video who used the multiple photos? She was creating this sort of post, but hadn't done it as a document and therefore has lost the ability for people to click through it. This is little things that you can do with your content, which are going to boost engagement. Now, again, as we click through here, what I'm looking for is any opinion. So a specific goal in mind stops you from losing focus. So she's kind of being opinionated. She's then going back to educational stuff. She's maximizing the amount of time that we can go. And as we get to the end of this, what she says, want to see these tips in action, like and follow me. That's literally it. So little ways in which you can improve it. It looks like looking at like the reactions on here in line with the comments. Now, again, you can always tell with this stuff. These people, they're great people. Like, I know the names. They look to support each other in groups. So again, you can't take everything like literally. However, that is whether it had loads of reactions and comments on from the same people or different people or not. It's still a good piece of content, right? Like I like it. I think it works really well. And again, the same thing as we're going through. One of the most common struggles people have with showing up online is knowing what to say. It's so paralyzing. So I think this word here is what really draws me in. So I think I'm going to click see more to see what she says. And from here, like, I'm not going to read it. It doesn't take much time. But you can see where I'm going with this. Most people's content has low reactions on it because it doesn't really say anything. Like, it's a post just to put out a post. It doesn't really do much. Like, this stuff I see all the time. And again, it's not that it's not useful. Like, it's okay. But what I'd rather is like maybe a preview of the episode. If you've seen any of Stephen Bartlett's stuff, right? Like at the beginning of every episode or any part of his promo, there's a trailer. The trailer performs really well and it drives people to the podcast, which is what the objective of this post is. We've just got to start thinking a bit more objectively with what we're doing. Okay. Same thing as we continue to scroll. Now, I don't want to spend too much more time talking about this for you. I think you get the picture. The 3 things that I'm always looking to do with any piece of content that I put out there is either educate really strongly around the topic that I'm looking to do. You've got to be careful with education because information is everywhere. So I would always combine education with a strong opinion to drive the conversation. The second thing that I'd be looking to do is inspire. So for me, like a real positive story, or sometimes, you know what, even a negative story, just to get out there a bit more and just to get people, again, either supporting or providing some form of emotion inside of the comment section to, again, drive my impressions up. I want people to relate to me. So inspiration, whether it's a positive story, might even be like an emotional type story. I'm looking to leverage them to get people to connect. And then the third one is entertainment, so a bit of humor. So I don't do this very much in my content. I'm known as Mr. Serious, but like one of the things that I've always wanted to do is actually like react a lot more to content. I actually think it's a bit of my strength. And so I want to try and entertain via giving my opinions on stuff that actually people may not necessarily agree with. I get my advice from just the stuff that I test. I live and breathe these platforms every single day. And so whether people agree or disagree with me, I don't mind. That's completely on them. I'm just sharing what works for me. And I hope this video has been helpful to you as well, because if it has, I'm going to keep doing more and more of these day by day just to keep helping you move forward. What I'd love from you right now, if you're still watching, is to hit that like button for me. I'd really, really appreciate it. It helps push this video further. Subscribe if you hadn't already. I'm now over 1,000 subscribers. I'm proper happy about it. We're a small channel, but we're growing really slowly. And I'm so connected to actually get more videos out there now, especially with the feedback you're all giving me. And if you've not turned on that notification bell for any new future videos that are coming up, please do, so you get that notification coming through. If you could share this with somebody, again, I'd be really grateful that you might find this useful. I'm trying to pack in as much as I possibly can to help you. I'm sharing everything that I'm doing inside of our agency and academy on this channel. So I hope you find it useful. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.